welcome back to Reading with Money. I'm Money and today I'm doing my September TBR by playing my friends inspired TBR game. If this is your first time here, I will leave the playlist up above so you can see basically the first installment of this, and you can kind of see all the prompts and the way it works. But basically it's just a board game with genres on it and some lightning round cards which have more specific prompts on them, and that's basically it. I am mostly a mood reader, but I do have fun with TBR games, so yeah. So let's go over August. Today is the 28th of August, yes. So I still have a few days left. I haven't managed to quite complete my TBR, but yeah. So let's go over them very quickly. The first thing I rolled was sci-fi, and for that I chose Upgrade by Blake Crouch, and I read that. Really good. Then I had a lightning round card, and it was Buddy Read, and I read The Book Eaters by Sunyi, I think, Dean. I think that's how you say her name. I have a lot of thoughts, so stay tuned for my wrap-up, because, yeah. Then I had another lightning round card, and it was a book I know nothing about. And for that, I had chosen Bunny. I still haven't read it, so yeah. I don't know if I'm gonna get to it. So that's one I haven't read. Then I had another sci-fi, and I originally said I was gonna read Adulthood Rights, but I didn't get to it, and I was reading a lot of other science fiction books for the Magical Readathon, including The Martian Chronicles and The Martian, so I'm gonna count one of those. It's science fiction. I read a lot of science fiction this month. Then I had horror, and I read What Moves the Dead by T. Kingfisher. Read it. There's a vlog you can watch with my thoughts on it. Yeah, loved it. Then the last one was another lightning round card, and it was Somewhere You've Never Been, and I read The King of Infinite Space by Lindsay Fay. One of my favorite books of the month, definitely. Yes, again, stay tuned for the wrap-up. Anyway, those were the 6 books I had to read for my TBR. I also had a separate TBR that kind of matched up with this one. That was the Magical Readathon TBR. So the other extra books that I read for that were The Martian Chronicles, like I said, The Martian, and I also have The Gods Themselves by Isaac Asimov, which I haven't got to yet, and The Kingdoms by Natasha Pulley, which is a reread, and I'm currently reading. Hopefully I will finish it by the end of the month. So I think I did pretty well. Anyway, it's the 28th and I read 6 books, so yeah, I think I'm doing well. Not that it matters if I don't finish my TBR, there are no punishments in this game. Let's get started with the rolls then. The cards have been shuffled. Just gonna put them there, and here's my counter, and I think this is where I last was. So let's go for roll number 1. That's 2, 1, 2, a lonely grey couch. So that is contemporary, and for that I'm gonna go with Carrie Soto is Back by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This comes out on the 30th of August, and I'm hoping I can get my hands on it during September so I can read it, because it's one of my anticipated releases of the year, because I have loved the 3 Hollywood series Taylor Jenkins Reid has done, so yes, very much looking forward to this. This follows a character that actually appears in Malibu Rising. She's a tennis player, and she's retired, but she stages a comeback to kind of like regain her record or something that someone else has broken. I'm very interested to see her story. Okay, let's go for roll number 2. Okay, roll number 2. I don't know if you can see that. No, you can't. It's a 1. And that's lightning round cards, so let's see what it is. And my sister. That's family member picks, so that is great. Let's leave it there. So that is, where did I leave the card? So for family member picks, I asked my sister again what she wanted me to read, and I knew what she would say because we have talked about this. So the last time I asked her, she actually first picked Bridgerton, and I vetoed it because, yeah. And now she has read the A Court of Thorns and Roses series, and she wants me to read it. Now, I generally wouldn't read something that I am not interested in, because I know my taste and I don't want to read a book that I'm not going to enjoy. But I think the enjoyment that I would get from reading this series and then being able to discuss it with my sister kind of trumps that. So I'm gonna give the first book a try. So I'm gonna read A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. I don't think I have to tell anyone what this book is about, but it's a Beauty and the Beast retelling with fantasy elements. That's all I know. There's a Fae Kingdoms. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I might, you know, go all the way in and just vlog my experience with it. I think it would be fun for everyone. So yeah, that's book number 2. All right, let's go to book number 3. Okay, roll number 3. That's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I found the picture. Now that is historical fiction, and I have a couple of options for this. I would like to get to Babel by R.F. Kuang, basically because it came out this month and I know that everyone will be reading it now, and I don't want to miss the hype. I don't want to like lose the hype train, basically, and also I don't want to have to avoid videos talking about it, because yeah, I get that. I don't want to have any expectations going into books usually, and so if people are talking about a book a lot, then I just start hyping it up, and I don't want that. Now this is a very, very big book. Well, it's not that big. I think it's like around 600 pages, something like that. It is quite big. But I will have time in September to read it, because I do have a week of holidays again. Thank you. So yeah, if I don't get to it, I do have another option, and that is All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Doerr. I read Cloud Cuckoo Land a few months ago and I loved it, and this won the Pulitzer Prize, so it must be good. And I recently got my hands on a physical copy. It was on my TBR for July and I didn't get to it, so I'm very excited to read this one. It's set in World War II, and we follow 2 different characters from like opposite sides of the war. Like one of them worked for the Nazis and and then there's this girl who is French. Yeah, so, and they meet somehow, I don't know. It's also a bit of a chunker. So, I don't know, it's like 500 pages? What is it? I don't know. So yes, we'll see how historical fiction goes for me this month. Okay, let's go to roll number 4. Okay, roll number 4. That's 2. 1, 2. Do you want to put the book in the freezer? Now that is mystery, horror, thriller. I put all of those categories in that space. But I am going to go with mystery because I want to read The Appeal by Janice Hallett, and I have been wanting to read it for a while. And so this is finally the month where I'm reading it. From what I know, because I don't like to know too much about it, it's kind of mixed media. We follow like court documents and text messages and emails and stuff, and we try to piece together the mystery. It's set in a small town in England, and is this the one where you don't know who the victim is? I can't remember if this is the one, but either way, let's go to roll number 5. Roll number 5, that's a 2. 1, 2, that's An Eagle Flew In. Now the eagle is fantasy, and for that I'm gonna go with The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches by Sangu Mandana. Now this gives me a lot of House in the Cerulean Sea vibes for some reason from like the synopsis. It's basically about this woman who is a witch, but witches are not out there, let's say. Nobody knows that witches are real, I think. They have to hide themselves, but she ends up being invited to this very secluded house and to teach some children magic. And she meets a bunch of characters there, and they have to protect the kids from something, some external threat, I guess. And it's also a romance. I think that there's a librarian who is also tasked with taking care of the kids, and he doesn't like her. I think I'm getting the enemies to lovers vibe, which I love when it's well done. So yes, I'm very excited for this one. It seems like a cute, fun read, and yeah, I think I'm gonna need it after some of these books that are on my TBR. Oh my god, the sun is really coming up now. What the hell? Okay, that's better. Now, I'm still kind of red and I still don't know what this is. Anyway, moving on to roll number 6. Finally, roll number 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. This book is light years ahead of its time. Thank you, Cyborg Jane Eyre. Now that is sci-fi. And I have a couple of options again. I should try to read Adulthood Rights by Octavia E. Butler. I know it's not a very long book, and I am excited to keep going with the series. However, I did read a lot of like classic science fiction this month, and I don't know if I'm gonna be in the mood for that again next month. So as a backup, I have recently acquired A Song for the Wild-Built by Becky Chambers. This would be my first Becky Chambers book, and everyone loves this. I don't think I have to tell you what this book is about. It's like soft sci-fi. We follow this tea monk and a robot, and that's all I need to know, basically. So yes, it's also really short. So I think it might be good for me, especially considering some of the bigger books I have on this TBR. So yes, and that's it. I am not participating in any readathons this month. I know that there's Becca's Bookoplathon going on in September, but I can't. I don't think I could manage merging the two games, and although maybe I could. But for now, that is it. I am very excited about the books on my TBR this month. Let me know down in the comments below if you have read any of these books and what you thought of them. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you haven't already, also so you can see what I actually end up reading this month, and my August wrap-up, because that's gonna be an interesting one. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye, happy reading!